Warm up from the closed guard. So I'll borrow Alex here. We're gonna be in this position like this, closed guard position. So we're just gonna do a drill first, okay, to relax our hips and then to attack the arm bar, okay? So gonna be two variations. The first one, I can make grips onto his sleeves, okay, either like this or like this, whatever it is. Just make a handle, okay? And now what I wanna do is just start. So I'm gonna place my foot onto his hip to swing my body 90 degrees from him. So I'm gonna get to here and then pass this leg, okay? Don't crank the arm bar, it's just a warm up. Now we start, okay? I'm gonna set a timer. What I want you guys to do with the grips, just swing a pendulum to the opposite side. So we're gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, and all the way through for 1 minute, okay? Now variation 2 will be very similar, but you're gonna do it without your hands, okay? So no grips. So if you want, you can make grips to help you out. But eventually try to do it just like your back, your hips moving. Okay, so same thing. No grips. We'll go 1, 2, 3, 4. And every time you turn, try to make sure you turn 90 degrees so you can pass this leg over. Okay, you remove the top leg, push yourself off his back, and swim this one over. Okay, got it? Let's go. 1, 2, 3. Next up, we're gonna attack the regular arm bar. Okay, so I want you guys to follow the steps. Number 1, we're gonna make a nice grip here onto his sleeve, okay? So always go from the outside and then just make a grip here. Don't go inside the sleeves, always towards the outside, okay? Now my second hand, what it's gonna do, it's gonna swim itself underneath his arm. All right, we're gonna try not to get used to doing this. The reason is every time you do this, he knows what's up, right? He knows I wanna trap his arm, so he's gonna use this palm and he's gonna block my arm, all right? So we want to play subtle game here. Maybe you're like this. We're just going to go underneath, see? So now he can't block your bicep. And we're going to use this grip here and cup behind his tricep, okay? Once you have this grip, it's important to make everything snug against your waist. So you want to trap his arm, okay? Because he's going to be fighting to remove his arm and bring it back to the middle. So we have a nice grip here. We go underneath and we cup behind his elbow and we're trying to latch onto him. I close my elbows against my body, okay? So now his arm is kind of stuck, but he still has leverage to pull his arm out. So what I'll do next is remove the first grip, and I'm gonna go to his shoulder. The opposite side as I pull my legs in. See, I pull my legs in, and that removes his posture. It puts all of his weight onto his arm. So as I bring him in, now I'm gonna catch his shoulder right here to hold him steady, okay? Now it's time to remove my leg. So I'll open my guard, I'll place one foot onto his waist, and now I can pivot to the side, bring my leg up high, behind his shoulder and pass the next one in. And now both feet are parallel, always in the same direction with my knees. And I hold his wrist, pinky towards my waist. And from here, the arm bar is locked, okay? So one more time. Make a grip, go here. See, as I make my grip, he tries to pull the arm out, pull the arm away. See, I'm kind of controlling his grip, all right? But it's not enough. When I go under, and I use two arms, now it gets tighter. It's harder for him to remove his arm, but it's still not enough. Now I pull him in and I grab him here. Now he tries to remove the arm, even tougher. Now when I place my foot and I turn and I put all my weight onto his back, I keep my knee against his shoulder and the other knee onto his armpit. Very hard to remove the arm. I pass my leg just like a rainbow around his head. From here, very heavy, not like this. Very heavy so it doesn't posture away. And now look, you have the arm and you can break it, okay? So one last time here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And now from here, hold the wrist and bridge. Please. So he's gonna be on all fours, okay? I want you guys to start here, forward, okay? Just like this. Imagine you just finished a sprawl, for example, okay? You don't have to put all your weight. In reality, I'm sinking my hips very low so he doesn't posture up. But for the exercise, it's gonna be a drill. I don't need to crush his neck, right? We're gonna do like a 1 minute drill just like we did in the warm up. I want you guys to just stay here, all right? So that way there you don't push all of your weight on his head. It's just a training drill. What I want us to do is do a long step, okay? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna cut an angle to go in the same direction he is, all right? So now I'm gonna take my arm, gonna cross it over. I'm gonna shift my hips and back step. Stay solid, yes, back step, so I'm in the same direction as him. Okay, so I've done 1/4 turn on top. Then I'm gonna go back to the in front of his head from the starting position. 1, 2, and then I go to the opposite side. This arm will come across to the opposite side. I'll go 1, 2, okay? So every time you finish, your knees are gonna be pointing in the same direction as him. right? So his knees are pointing this way, my knee is pointing in the same direction, the other one's off the mat, almost like a knee on belly position right here. Okay, guys? Yes. Let's do this for 1 minute each. Us. Alex, you can go turtle top. We can start, like I just said, like in the front, or we can start to the side. Doesn't really matter. The footwork drill is the same. I want to correct the feet, how we move our legs, okay? So imagine when we do our warm-ups, we do the sit out. That's the first step. So he's going to sit out across, and then he's going to go belly down onto the front headlock position. Now he's going to back step, like when we do a back step pass, and now come back to his knee, right? And that's a full rotation. So as he goes 1, 2, 3, and 4. So technically it's 4 steps, 4 moves, okay? So we're belly down, we're gonna go chest up, then back down, and back to the starting position for a full revolution, okay? So go again, 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4. And finish that 4. Like some of you doing the 3 moves, but you weren't bringing your knee back like this, and then you would start again. Always bring your back leg into position beside his knee, and then you kick it out again. So you go 1, 2, 3, 4. Bring that knee just beside his leg. Yeah, always parallel. So every time we connect, we know that our knee should be beside his knee, okay, in the same direction, and my back leg, it's not on the ground like this. I want to be posted, because I'm going to use this leg, and it's going to serve pressure against his hip. Okay, because I know this guy's going to try to either grand B roll to recover guard. He's going to try to underhook here so he can bring the guard back as well. Okay, so I keep the pressure and I close the space. Okay, there's no daylight from the hip to hip here. Now, when I'm in this position, the first technique I'm going to do is start attacking. Okay, so we're going to work on the clock choke from here. So now, the elbow that's over, we're going to just go here to the lapel and hold. But don't go too deep, because if you go too deep, he's going to wrap your elbow, he's going to turn you over, all right? So I want to make sure that my elbow is still exposed. I use the elbow to connect. It's almost like I'm holding his hip, so I clamp onto him. So just the hand's going to go inside, but I can still see my forearm and my elbow. So now it's harder for him to wrap it, okay? Now, the near side arm, what it's going to do is going to go reach in front. I'm not going to go underneath. I'm going to go over the shoulder, and as I use this grip here, I'm going to feed it to this hand. So this one goes underneath his jaw, and look, I make a nice tight grip with his collar, okay? I can see my index finger, that means I have a good grip. If it's like this, it's too shallow, all right? So I have to open up, make the space, and look, I feed the gi to this hand, okay? Now it's kind of semi-tight, but what's gonna make it like super, super successful is I'm going to adjust my weight. Once I have the grip here and I've fed the lapel, my hand is gonna go to his wrist. I'm going to pull his hand underneath his chest like this so he can't post up to it. He wants to post to his palm to escape. But if I keep all the pressure onto this arm on his elbow, he can't move. So I'm going to keep him here, and I'm going to readjust my weight. I'm going to put my chest over the opposite shoulder. So now both of his arms on this side and this side, they're stuck underneath the pressure. And now I'm going to do the same move we just did. I'm going to kick out here and finalize the choke. Okay? So this one is go just like the needles of a clock, right? You go around. That's why we call a clock choke here. Boom. And then you finalize. You walk around, okay? Follow the clock, okay? So one more time. We're gonna be here, turtle top position, the underhook, not too deep, open the lapel. Feed it to this hand. Lift the chin, nice grip, trap his wrist, remove the post. Readjust your weight, and now kick out. See, 1, sometimes it needs a second one, okay? If you need a second one, that's okay. Usually one step is very tight. Usually when you need a second move is because your weight is still on his back. If you readjust your weight onto the shoulder, it makes it tighter. Okay, it's a very strong choke, okay? So one last time here. We have the turtle top position. I get his lapel. I feed it to this hand. I trap his arm so he doesn't escape. I readjust my weight, see? Not too far so I don't fall over, just enough. And now I kick this leg out, see? Lots of pressure on his neck. And then again, you would keep on walking if needed. Now we're gonna work on preventing the arm lock, okay? So he's gonna go for his steps, okay? The moment I feel him go here now, we know an arm bar is coming, all right? Instinctively, I've been used to this, okay? So I'm gonna keep the elbow tight against his hip, all right, to keep some pressure. But now once I'm here, my palm is going to go right to my bicep. So I know he's gonna start to do the steps. Even if he's cheated and he passed his leg, it's gonna be the same thing. It's actually easier if you just like pendulum your leg. When he goes step by step, it's a little bit more tricky because now he starts to squeeze my elbows in. But that's gonna help you to do the technique we're gonna show. So as he starts to climb his legs now, my hand is gonna hold my bicep as such, just like a rear naked choke. And my opposite hand is gonna be right here, beside my face. Like you're doing a mataleon, same thing, rear naked choke, okay? And now when he passes his leg, I'm waiting for him. See? I cup my hand right behind his hamstring as such. Okay, so now he can't get that lever. But it's important not to stay here on our knees. Once I've caught his leg here, this is only gonna buy me some time because eventually he's gonna be able to bridge and break the lock anyways. So I don't want my posture to be broken from here. So what's important to do now is pressure his knees towards his face as such, and now lift his hips and place your knee behind his hips so he doesn't rock his hips back down. So now is a very awkward position to finalize the armbar. And now from here, look, it's very important. I pull, 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 and the arm is out. See how my knee is supporting his hip? Just with this. It's very important. You make a post, like a bench for him. All right? So once again, we'll look at how we defend the armbar. So he goes for the armbar. I feel it coming. So bicep and hand goes right onto your face. As he passes the foot, we caught. Okay, now I start to defend. Once again, most common mistake is people stay here and they try to just prevent, but eventually people are going to be able to bridge and break the grip. So what I do is I bring my body weight on top of his hamstring to bring his knees up, and now I place my foot and my knee behind his hip. So now I don't have to force anymore, I'm supported. He's supported onto my leg. And now look, there's a lot of space here to remove. And look what we're going to do. We keep holding this, the free arm goes behind. We either grab the tip of his lapel, sometimes it's going to be the belt. If the gi was open, we just grab the drawstring. Okay, now we roll him over the near side shoulder to here. He goes on all fours. Where are we? Same position to attack the clock choke again. Okay, so one last time. So in the guard, we worked on the arm bar earlier. So as you see it coming, we're going to hold our bicep, catch his leg from here. Rock him forward, post, remove the grip. Keep holding this. You want to fall into a triangle or something, right? So we keep holding and monitoring this leg. We go here to the drawstring or the belt, or sometimes just the tip of the lapel, just like this is jacket, right? Whatever it is. A lot of times when his gi is like this, just grab here. The pant, roll him over his shoulder, control. And now you're back to here, readjust. You can open the lapel, go back to the same technique we did earlier, and counter with a clock choke. Okay, guys? Let's go. Ouest. So a lot of times one of the common reaction is he knows I want to put my hand here onto the collar. So he's going to bring his palm, either side, okay, and just block so I don't have access to that collar. Okay, so we end up like anything over, his hands are there. He knows, right? He's been caught before and he's like, no way, right? So we're going to keep our position, but we're going to go double unders instead. Okay, using the grips onto his jacket, onto the lapels. Okay, it's almost like a seatbelt position. Just grab here, just posture up for a second. So we're going to be here, I don't have access in front, I just go double unders and I open the lapels. And I pull against his shoulders as such. Okay, so that makes like a harness against him. Okay, so we're here, he blocks the first technique. You don't have access here, you go double unders and you go inside the armpits where the chest. Okay, not only will it open, sometimes you're able to re-access, okay, but sometimes his hand is still there. So even if you have a grip here, you can't access the clock choke. So we're going to keep our hands here, but now we're going to shift. The back leg is going to take the spot of this one. I'm going to shift it here. So I'm just going to posture up so you guys can see. This leg is going to go here, and this one's now going to come up. Okay, so we were here in this position, replace with this one. Okay, so you're going to have this position like this. You're going to go 1 and 2. And now you're going to rock him to the back. You're going to go here, into the back take. Okay, now sometimes he's going to end up on top of you, and sometimes he's going to roll to the side as such. Okay, because you're like, boom, you're going to tug and he's going to roll across. This is fine. If he rolls across now, we're going to remove one. So I like to adjust. We're going to go onto the hip, bring a little bit lower, and now we're going to go over to here, and this one's going to go to the opposite lapel. And now we're going to finalize our choke from this position. If he tries to block, we're going to bring this leg, we're going to push him down. We're going to bring this leg over his shoulder as such. See? I bring his shoulder down, put a lot of weight, and look. It's very tight. Okay? 1, 2. to here. And now we're gonna go shift all the way to here. Okay, keep the control, lower his hips, go over, switch the lapel, see, here. 1, 2 to the opposite one. Once you have it, push him down, choke, or put some weight onto his shoulder and choke him here. Okay, let's go.